Good morning. I'm back with a part two. Now, the woman I want to talk about, it isn't Pastor Shan and her decision to have Bishop Matthews at her church. It isn't even about her. But it is about the woman who has been on his side for many years. The woman who has humbled herself to be a pastor's wife. The woman who has sat in the front row and helped and assisted him grow, thrive within his ministry and sacrifice. It is about the woman on good days, bad days, tired days, sleepy days, sick days. She has shown up. It is about the person who has operated in a capacity of humility that one cannot comprehend unless they're in that same capacity. We are talking about his wife. We're talking about him and his response to his wife. We're talking about this bishop and what mattered to him. Now, in this phone call, the third party said allegedly that it would destroy him if he lost his wife, meaning if she broke up with him, if she left him, if she dissolved. But if the allegation is true that the wife thought about or attempted to harm herself and leave this planet because she was plagued by the spirit of death to that point, where's the conversation? Why didn't this person mention that he said it literally broke him that his wife tried to or his wife thought about harming herself? But instead, like most deceptive and prideful people, they care about appearances. They care about appearances. But let's talk about something. The spirit of death isn't something you play with. That is a dangerous thing, not just dangerous, that is a real thing. The Bible even talk about the spirit of death and what the meaning of Passover meant and what was at risk and what was necessary. That's how powerful it is. And you mean to tell me that a man would care more about the appearance of being at church and not seeming weak or wrong, would care more about what people think than caring about being there for his wife? Now, a loving husband, a devoted husband, a loyal husband, a man truly loyal to his wife, a man truly who protect his wife, a man who honors his wife, he could care less about what you people think or say when it come down to his wife in danger. Y'all can have that. You can clack your keys all you want to. You can talk all you want to. But let me tell you something right now. What demands my attention right now, it is my wife's life. Because after all, this is the person who has stood in the gap, being consistent, has shown up, has helped me, have watched me grow. She has prayed for me. She has been humble. I refuse to let any demon or devil out of the pits of hell. I refuse to let man tear her asunder. He would have been right there with her. He would have been protecting and covering his kids. He wouldn't care nothing about appearances. Because if God is on your side, if God be for you, who can be against you? If you really believe what that word say, see, you wouldn't have had to operate in pride and care about image and what people think and what they see. Faith doesn't come by hearing, it's sight. It comes by hearing. Walk by faith and not by sight. That's why it's dangerous when people sit there and care more about what they see more than what they're hearing and paying attention to. Now, what you saw was a man get his behind right up there, not only preach, but show up at that boy church. See, he got time. That's selfishness. That is pride. I don't care if the allegations were not true. The bottom line is, if it is true, factual, that his wife was trying to leave up out of here, if that is a fact, that should have been his priority. Ain't no, let me tell you something. A loving husband not gonna behave himself that way. Talking about my wife and the mother of my children, the mother of this ministry. All right, He would be devoted and focused 100% on her. We'll sort all the other out, but I need my wife alive. I need my wife thriving. I need my wife to fulfill her destiny in Christ. God got something for this woman. God doing something through this woman. I'm telling you, love causes you to focus on your spouse. I can't tell you how many wives their husband get in trouble, honey. He's sick and in the hospital, honey. They are sitting by their bed, and honey, they are devoted. They are dry fasting. They are not eating. They are not drinking, honey. They are consecrated. They are praying. They are interceding. They are battling. They are battling. They are in full blown. And you mean to tell me you care more about roostering and standing next to the female pastor and giving her some money? What kind of sick stuff is that? A loving husband, he wouldn't have been able to think, eat, drink, sleep, nothing. You talking about my wife almost left here. Uh-uh. I would not let death take her, but instead, it was about himself. It was about appearances. And if one thing I know for a fact, deceptive people care very much about appearances and what people see, because deceptive people are manipulating you. Now, if this is the same woman who was betrayed, she has always watched you put the church first. She's always made you watch you put the ministry first, watch you put all this first, and she had to take it. And the one time you need to put her first, you took your funky behind up there roosting about hopping from our church to this woman church. That's just something for you to think about. I got to defend myself. It's about self and pride. And I'll tell anyone, one of the most selfish things a person operating in idolatry and deception and selfishness and pride, they only care about themselves. One of the most selfish acts on the in the earth realm, it is when a person cheat on their spouse. They are being 100% selfish. When you have this kind of spirit operating through your members, it shows up in more places than just the affair. It shows up in your thinking, your rationalization, in your decision making. It shows, let me tell you something. Can't sit there and lie and say, well, God would want me to be here, and God say that's a lie. God, he wants you in sickness and health, better for worse. And what it says, you got to forsake all others. You're supposed to be cleaving to your wife, but you care more about your pride, your ego, deception, and making power moves so that people can do what? Believe you. You ain't show them, you didn't personify what that word says when it comes to covenant and what it says about marriage. And what does the marriage represent? That is, the marriage represents the church. Christ is the groomsman, the bride is the church. So your marriage should be coming first. You should be operating like Christ. Let me tell you something. When Lazarus was dead, you understand, and Martha was serving, Martha and Mary and them, they worried about the people at the house. That's what you are. You jammed up in. You understand? He went to the grave. He went where it's stinking, where it was death had them visited. He went there to do the work. That's what you supposed to have been doing. But no, you in there worried about serving. You see that? I'm gone. I'm gone. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all.